And welcome back to America Right Now. I'm Tom Basili. In our Aging in America segment this week, the wife and the family of Tony Bennett went public this week with the legendary singer's struggles with Alzheimer's disease. This diagnosis for the 94-year-old shines a light on an issue facing many aging Americans, but there is help available. Let's bring in Andy Mangione. He is the Senior Vice President of AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. We appreciate you joining us, Anthony. Thank you so much. Andy,
Thank you.
This hit a lot of people hard, because he's been such a he's been such an example of sort of the healthy, vibrant senior. He's been touring around the country for all of these years. He's a beloved figure, but this does allow us to talk about warning signs for Americans. So, can you give us some of the key warning signs that people need to pay attention to?
Well, certainly, given the fact that Alzheimer's disease is a progressive neurological disorder, Tom, early signs include simple loss of memory, people becoming confused, driving perhaps in the same neighborhood where they've been living for the past 30 years. All of a sudden, they can't remember where to go around the corner from their home that they've been living most of their lives. Changes in personality, people doing things that's outside of who they are. And that's what's so sad about Alzheimer's disease, because as it progresses, Tom, it truly robs people of their personalities. So people acting differently, people becoming combative, people accusing people of stealing from them when nothing has happened. These are all warning signs of AD and other dementias.
But, we talk about how terrible this illness is, but there is hope. I mean, there are advancements that are being made, and I wanted to make this segment a little bit more positive. This week alone, we learned about a new blood test that made detection easier. Can you talk about that and some of the other advancements that are giving you and people who are suffering from this and their loved ones hope?
Certainly. As an organization that represents Americans who are age 50 plus, Tom, our members, our AMAC members, tell us there's always somebody that that is dealing with somebody or knows someone who's dealing with Alzheimer's disease. So the blood test that you're referring to, if this does what they say it does do, and it allows physicians to detect Alzheimer's disease earlier, that's critical. I mentioned before that this is a progressive neurological disorder, and the earlier you catch it, the better you are for treatment. And on the horizon with regard to treatment, in March, we're talking next month, the FDA will be taking a look at, actually they're looking at this drug right now. Hopefully they'll be coming to a decision in March 2021. There is a new medication, the generic name is aducanumab, and it's a drug that is made by Biogen in cooperation with a Japanese company called Eisai. And what this drug does, it attacks the underlying cause of Alzheimer's. This is what the researchers are saying. It's still under consideration, and they're still testing it. What the drug does is create an antibody that attaches itself to the amyloid plaque in the brain. Now, the amyloid plaque in the brain of Alzheimer's disease patients chokes and starves brain cells, and it disrupts brain function. And it actually causes atrophy to the brain. So what this new drug does, is what the manufacturer is telling us, is that the creates an antibody that attaches itself to the plaque, and then your body's immune system takes over and kills the plaque and preserves brain function. This is exciting if all of the claims bear out in clinical trials.
All right, giving us hope for the fight against Alzheimer's. And remember, folks, it's an uncomfortable conversation if you think that somebody may have the early onset of the disease, but have that conversation. Early detection is key. Andy Mangione from the Association of Mature American Citizens, thank you so much for that information. Appreciate you joining us.
My pleasure, Tom.